Because like I just found out that my husband and like the man that I've been with like since high school for like 12 years, like we have 2 kids together, and he just like let me know that like he's gay and that he's been gay and like he's been trying to fake it.
Part 1 of how I found out my baby dad was Leo.
Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me always. Money coming in all day. Money coming in all paid. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming.
I know a lot of people have been like messaging me, asking me what's going on, why I'm moving out. And it's because like I just found out that my husband and like the man that I've been with like since high school for like 12 years, like we have 2 kids together, and he just like let me know that like he's gay and that he's been gay and like he's been trying to fake it, but he just can't anymore. I'm feeling so many things. I'm confused, I'm angry, I'm sad, but I'm also happy that like I'm happy that he could like finally live his life and that he doesn't have to like hide himself anymore. But I don't know, I'm just feeling so many things. Anyways, I just want to thank everyone for their kind messages and words of like affirmation, just because it has really helped me get through. Because like I've been with him since I was in high school, and so it's just like a lot, especially with 2 kids and like having to move out your whole life, like a whole life that you thought that you were gonna have, that it's gone now. And it's also hard because it's like no one really understands, because no one has been through this situation. Like no one that I know has been through this situation, and so it's just really hard. I just love him, and he keeps telling me how much he loves me and our kids, and like he never wanted to have to like leave, but that he just can't like pretend anymore. And I just want to be like supportive and just let him know that he has me like still on his side, and that I love him still. But it's just hard at the same time, because like I spent the last 12 years with him building this life. It's like just crazy that like your whole life can just change in like a day. The nights are like just so lonely, and I have like the 2 kids to take care of. And it's like I just miss him, and I miss our family so much.
This is horrible, and I hate that for her and her children, because at her young age of 28, she basically said that he did not divorce her. She took herself out of that relationship, out of that situation. And I love that for her, because at her age, she was mature enough with 2 children to be married or be with someone for 12 years. And at 28, with 2 children, for her to decide this is not healthy for her and getting herself out of that situation, I applaud her for that. Because I know a lot of young people who are in those kind of situations, and they would rather, or even worse, relationships, and they would rather stay in the relationship just for the sake of having a person, and for the sake of like saving face, and you know, for society basically, because you're not staying in a used relationship, you know, a used relationship where you're being used. And forgive me guys, you know, YouTube is real sensitive. I gotta watch the way that I say my words, but you know what I mean. And you're staying in that relationship just for the sake of, you know.
Since finding out about my husband, I've gotten hundreds of messages from other women going through the same thing. There is just so many absolutely heartbreaking and devastating stories that I'm reading in my messages. I know I'm getting a lot of backlash for the way that I'm handling it, but the amount of people thanking me in my messages has made it all worth it. There's so many women out there that are wanting to share their stories, and they're scared because they haven't told their families, or their partner hasn't fully come out. I've already had multiple women ask me to share their stories anonymously, so I might start doing that on here as well. I don't even think that it's been a week. I'm still grieving, and I'm still processing everything. I am going to be starting a support group of a bunch of women who have been going through it and want to be able to chat and talk to each other and heal together. And if you want to be part of that, just let me know. And if you do want me to share your story anonymously, just message me, but put share in caps or something so that I could separate your messages from the other ones that I'm receiving. I just want to use this platform to help others and, of course, document my own growth over time. And thank you everyone who has been supportive. It has actually really, really helped me.
So I applaud her for doing that at such a young age. Well, she's not that young, but then again, she's also not that old either. For her to have that mentality where she don't want to stay where she's not welcome or loved, which is good, because at the end of the day, the children know what's going on. Even though they might not be old, but they know when the energy shift, they can feel it. So it's best to get out of a relationship versus like staying just to save face, just to, you know, for society's sake, because there's no way you, with your right mind, is going to stay in a relationship where you're being used and you're going to stay there just because you want to tell people that you're married. You know, it's not healthy. It should not be. You should not stay in a relationship where you're not happy. I had a friend of mine where basically her father was he came out as gay, but then he stayed in the relationship until like he resented the woman that he was with, even though she had no idea. Maybe she probably had like a inkling, but she wasn't sure, and she didn't want to point him out.
I have postpartum depression. I just found out that my husband was gay. I'm back living at my mom's house at almost 28 years old with 2 kids under 2. Be so fucking for real right now. I'm allowed to mourn the loss of the life that I spent 12 years building. And I'm whispering because it is the first time in a week that both of my kids are asleep at the same time. I'm exhausted. I haven't showered in like 3 days. And then I see comments like this. I'm a real human being who needs to heal and is healing and has every right to heal. I'm going through it. He's going through it. Everyone's going through it. Everyone needs healing, including you. It's the victim blaming and the lack of compassion for me. And the fact that this isn't the only comment that you made, that you've been making multiple, is absolutely horrendous to me.
Part 1 of how I found out my baby dad was still. Okay, y'all, this is my first story time, so y'all gotta bear with me, okay? So, around this time, back in 2022, I think, I had allowed my baby daddy to come stay with me. So, hold on, y'all. Y'all gotta work with me now. Okay, when he was staying with me, I guess one night he went out, then he came back. He was like, his phone dropped off the car and he couldn't find it. And he was like mad and shit like that. I'm like, just chill, like, you can hold my son's phone so you can get you another phone. So I ended up letting him hold my son's phone or whatnot. And I ain't gonna lie, the same night that he had got the phone logged in and this and that, I had already had it in my head that I was gonna go through it, like, because I'm nosy. So I waited till he went to sleep, got the phone, and I was going through it. But I know my homegirl, like, she's real good when it comes down to going through a nigga phone. So I'm like, girl, I got the phone, pull up. She done pulled up, we going through it, this and that. So I had done seen him, he text a gay guy, but the message, it was unsent. So it was an unsent message to the gay guy, and it was the gay guy sending like the eyes emoji, and that's all I seen. That was it. So then he had 2 different like gay men blocked. So I seen that, and I went back to the house and I woke him up and I'm like, you gay, like, you're gay. So he waking up looking confused. He like, what are you talking about? I said, I went through the phone, and why is you texting a punk? Like, and why do you have all these punks blocked? He was like, man, like, he got so mad, y'all. He was like talking real loud. He was like, man, these punks, if a punk trying to add me or follow me, this and that, of course I'm gonna block them. Da 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 da. Lies, y'all. That was red flag right there. I should have walked away right then and there, or whatever. So he going back and forth, me and him going back and forth, and me being naive, y'all, I still let him stay with me or whatever. Okay, so I think this was like June 2022 or whatever. So let's fast forward to July come around. Like, I was just so fed up with him because he wasn't helping me. He was eating all the groceries, wasn't providing nothing, like doing nothing for my son, always gone. So I was just like over it at this point. So I was waiting for him to come home or whatever, but like 3 came around. I'm like, I'm tired, I'm gonna go to sleep. I just sent him a text or whatever. So I sent him a text, like basically give him the rundown, like, you need to step up, like you gonna have to either help me or you gonna either have to leave. So after that, I went to sleep. I woke up, he was on the couch, and yeah, I went to go run my errands, came back, he was still asleep. So I ended up having to leave again. So I left again, came back, he was up and moving. So I'm like, I'm looking at him, I'm like, you got my text? Like that. So he was like, yeah, I got it. So I'm like, what you gonna do? He's talking about, I'ma leave. Girl, y'all, why you said that? Because that just pissed me off, because bitch, you been staying with me and bitch, you ain't help me with nothing. Then when I like, yeah, you gonna rather leave than help. So that just pissed me off. So I was like, bitch, leave, like, you gonna have to leave now. Like, yeah, you gonna have to leave now. So he was like, you wanna help me, you can start putting stuff on the porch. So I done start putting stuff on the porch, putting stuff on the porch. So I'm like, and my son's phone, I need it. So he went to tell him, nah, you ain't getting shit, bitch, da, 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 da. I ain't getting nothing. So he went downstairs, so I'm thinking he leaving, because he was walking down to the car. I was like, come get this shit, don't leave this shit on the porch. So he come back with a pad. And if you know, you know, I don't want TikTok to be in this video. But he put the pad on the deep freezer. So I grab it because it's like, you're not trying to give me my son's phone, you're not gonna get this. I grab it, put it up. So after that, he like, I think he had done, I locked him out after that, I think. So he was just knocking, like telling me that he needed his pad. So I don't know, I just felt like he was about to, cause I stayed upstairs at the time or whatever. So I just knew he was gonna, I don't know, but I kind of felt it when he stopped knocking that he was gonna do something crazy, but I just didn't know what he was gonna do. So y'all, remind you, I stay upstairs, I have a balcony, and when I tell y'all, it's no light poles, no like nothing he can like grab on to get on top of the balcony. So I'm not thinking that he's finna jump on top of the balcony. Next thing you know, y'all, I hear thump. So I already knew he had done jumped on top of the balcony. The door, then I forgot to lock the door, y'all. So I ran into my room and locked the door. So at this point, from my room, you could talk to somebody through like the balcony, like if I open a window. So I open a window, I'm like, all you gotta do is give me my son's phone and I'll give you the pet. So he's telling that bitch, you ain't get shit, give me my motherfucking stuff, da 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 da. So like at this point we going back and forth for like some minutes now. Like I'm tired of arguing. So I done got some scissors. So I'm like, I'm about to pour this shit out if you don't give me my son's phone. So we ended up trading like through the window. I gave him his pad, he gave me my son's phone. Why did he do that? I don't know if he thought that I didn't know the PIN code, but over the time that he had the phone, I always watched him put the PIN in. So I guess he thought I couldn't get into it, y'all. So okay, so y'all, now that he done got his pad, so I'm like, I'm at the like the screen though. I done locked the door. I'm talking shit. I'm like, bitch, you could jump down from the balcony because you're not gonna come through my house. You could jump down. So you know, I'm just talking shit like that. So you know, he eventually, I had went in the room, laid down. He eventually jumped down from the balcony. So he get to being at my door, being at the door. He was like, bitch, I need some trash bags. I'm gonna keep knocking, da da da. So I just didn't want him to be over here with all that, like making all that noise. So I threw him some trash bags out the door, and he bagging the shit up or whatever. So I had to leave to go get my mom from work around this when all this was going on. So I had to eventually leave out the house. So remind y'all, my kids were, I think they was in their room watching TV. So we had to walk outside. So I walked outside, and I don't know what triggered this animal, but he just went to going crazy. Like then went to like breaking like the porch light, like just doing crazy shit. So I just walked right past him or whatever, cause bitch, you doing too much. So after that, and around this time, before I left, I put the phone up, cause I didn't want to walk out and he tried to grab it from me. So I had the phone up in the house. So fast forward, I got back home and his stuff was off the porch. So something just told me to look out my window. I look out my window, he got like his clothes and stuff like stashed down stairs or whatever. So after that, I'm going through the phone or whatever, and I see messages of this same punk that he had blocked. Remember I told y'all in the beginning he had this punk blocked on Instagram and what's name, but he had a different page. This is a page that I wasn't logged into, because remember I told y'all the whole time he was there, I had his information or whatever, but it was another account. So I seen messages between him and the gay boy. So I'm like, hold on, y'all. Well, time about to run out. If y'all want a part 2, just comment and let me know y'all want a part 2, and I'll let y'all know what I seen in the messages, and yeah.
Yeah, so my friend's dad basically stayed in the relationship up until my friends were like really old, like old enough, you know. She was like way older than me, and her little brother was he was 18. That's when he decided he did not want to stay in the relationship anymore, because he was feeling sick, physically sick, because he could not be himself, which to me is very selfish, because you're staying for the children. Meanwhile, my friend told me that she always knew that her father was, you know, but he never came out. And the wife, she probably had an idea, but she never really brought it up, because she never told her that he was. So basically he was suffering inside, while everybody else would have been okay with it if he came out, you know, normally. And there's nothing wrong with it. You just have to be honest with yourself and honest with the person that you're with, and letting them know. Even then, you guys can still stay friends, because at the end of the day, a relationship is better when you're friends. But then if you're not in love with the person, stay friends.